But
Well, there must have been some kind of trigger at some point.
the
You said,
trigger,
okay,
yeah.
today I'm going to quit. And so what was that trigger for you?
Oh, a friend of mine, one of my partners too in South Snippets, a friend of mine, Aisha, she invited me to this leadership seminar. This particular seminar kind of kicked me in the butt and said, look at where you are right now. Do you think you did everything at your optimum? And I said, wow, I've been living a life that's so mediocre, just okay. So it hit me hard. And I said, okay, I want to do more. I want to be more. I want to serve more people. I want to leave a legacy.
The way we're talking, it's not even about the money,
No, it's
right?
not.
Never did
Never.
you like mention, well, you were talking about the corporate job and he says, well, it paid well, I mean, you had something, every month, you had a paycheck to look forward to. But,
Yeah.
throughout this whole conversation, never did you ever mention money.
I didn't notice that, but thanks for pointing it out, because I pretty much would also like to reiterate that in order for you to create something meaningful, create something valuable to other people, you always start with, how can I serve you? How can I support you? How can I help you? And you ask that question in everything that you do, everything just falls into place. And more people, you attract more people, that wanna help you, you attract more
Uh-huh.
people that wanna support you, and they're the ones that's gonna give you money
So it comes
wholeheartedly.
as an effect.
It
It's
is.
almost like a byproduct of of doing what you need to do.
It
As a
is.
matter of fact, the producer and I was talking about this. When we went into this, we didn't have like a fancy like business model in mind. And mind you, I've been an executive and I've been a business consultant
Uh-huh.
and an economist. Usually, you go into business, that's the first thing that you start thinking about. So we went into this show. It's like what could we do during this time that could be valuable to many? And we just came up with like a simple answer. Well, a lot of people are suffering during the pandemic. Why don't we talk about how people could come up with a pivot strategy out of this crisis? Because the fact of the matter is that we give it a couple of months of the asked around, and there are actually businesses that are actually now thriving
Yes.
despite this pandemic.
Yes.
It's just that they shifted their business model from what
Correct.
used to be like dine in, right, to
Now it's
eating at
takeout.
home.
Yeah.
And I have to say, social media is like on fire.
It
It's on
is.
fire.
It is. And it's really noisy. There's a lot of stuff going on social media. So the challenge now is, how do you stand out?
Yes.
Because
That's a good question, because there's just
Yeah.
so many. The platforms have already become like a pain point because of its complexity. It's so hard to see through all that noise.
Yes.
And how do you solve that problem? Because that's what we're in business for. We're in business because we're solving certain problems, right? So how do you solve that problem? How do you stand out from all that noise?
It's really just making that extra effort, being extra, and connecting with your audience. The reason why we're here as their community managers
Mhm.
is that we are on top of the situation. We listen.
Yes.
That's pretty much key. And relay whatever information we gather. This user didn't tag your account, but then we saw this user's
Uh-huh.
tweet, or we saw this user's comment about your food, and there seems to be a problem with one of your branches. So please investigate. That's one of the things that we do, and that's critical to their operations, critical to their customer service. Being in business, I think the right set of values is always not, it doesn't always stop. Customer service doesn't really stop once you've sold, once they've paid for the product that you sold or the service that you provided. Customer service, it doesn't end. Actually,
Yes.
it doesn't
It's a
end.
relationship.
It's a relationship.
So there's no like distinct like breakup period, so to speak,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So
And it's not
so
just like a theory. It's something that you have to live by it. You have to implement it. You have to practice it. Because if it's all just lip service, they
all
know.
blurb.
They know, yes. They know. And they will never support you as a loyal customer
Or a
would.
fan.
Yeah, or a
They say
fan.
it's, it's different. You move from like a spectrum of a customer. A customer tends to be transactional, right? But then a customer is different from a client. A client has like a certain level of emotional commitment. There's a trust, right?
Yes.
And from a client, you have a fan. So the the further you go from being a customer, being like somebody that's like totally transactional into a fan, the degree of emotional commitment actually goes up.
Yes.
And I think that's really how you build your loyalty. I guess more than an agency, Snippets actually serves as that kind of like front line.
Yes.
You're kind of like the front office that actually projects all these, that guides your customers and their audience through like this experience.
Yes.
You start out first, at the base, which is basically confidence. And then on top of that, you would have integrity. I mean, after building that community and that interaction, that relationships, these people would always deliver on what they promised. I've worked with them before. So you have confidence, and now you have integrity. And then after integrity, you would have that level called trust.
Yes. Yes.
Because they always deliver, right? Therefore, I will trust them with whatever it is that they say. Because we already have an ongoing relationship. And on top of that, the top level would be passion.
Yes.
And so now you have like these raving fans.
Wow,
so
top tier, yes.
So it's a science, and I believe you're taking your audience through that continuum.
Yeah.
Of of human engagement. I didn't invent this. This was written by Gallup Research a long time ago. It's called like the human segment. Right?
Yeah, I've heard
about
that. Yeah.
That's not me, but during my consulting work, I've encountered it and taught it for a while, right? But I see that that's really working for you.